In a small, remote village nestled between towering mountains, there lived a young boy named Arjun. His family was poor, surviving on the meager income his father earned as a farmer. Their home was a humble hut, and their meals were often simple and scarce. Despite their hardships, Arjun was a dreamer. He had seen a marathon on the village's old, grainy television and was captivated by the athlete's speed, strength, and determination. From that day on, he dreamed of becoming a great runner, but the villagers didn't share his optimism. "Running won't put food on the table," they said. "How can a boy from our village, with no resources or training, ever compete with the best in the world?" Their laughter and skepticism stung, but Arjun refused to let their words extinguish his dream. Every morning, before the sun peeked over the mountains, he would slip out of the house and run barefoot on the rocky, uneven paths. He ran through rain, scorching heat, and even snow, his feet toughening with every step. One day, a coach from the city named Ravi visited the village. He had heard rumors of a boy who ran tirelessly every day, defying the odds. Curious, Ravi decided to see Arjun for himself. Early the next morning, he followed the sound of rhythmic footsteps and found Arjun sprinting up a steep hill, his face set in fierce determination. Ravi was astonished by the boy's speed and endurance, especially given the challenging terrain and lack of proper footwear. "You have a gift," Ravi told Arjun after introducing himself, "but talent alone isn't enough. Are you willing to work harder than you ever have before? Are you ready to face pain, failure, and moments when you'll want to quit?" Arjun didn't hesitate. "Yes, sir. I'll do whatever it takes." Ravi took Arjun under his wing, bringing him to the city to train. The journey was grueling. Arjun had to adapt to a completely new environment, far from his family and the familiar mountains of his village. The training was intense, pushing him to his physical and mental limits. There were days when his muscles screamed in protest, and nights when he lay awake, questioning whether he was good enough. But every time he felt like giving up, he remembered his family's sacrifices and the villagers' doubts. He reminded himself why he had started this journey in the first place. Years passed, and Arjun's hard work began to pay off. He started winning local races, then regional competitions. His name began to spread, and people started to take notice of the boy from the mountains. Finally, the day came when he qualified for a national championship, where he would compete against the best runners in the country. The race was fierce. Arjun's heart pounded as he stood at the starting line, surrounded by athletes who had trained in world-class facilities. But as the race began, he focused on the rhythm of his breathing and the strength in his legs. He remembered the rocky paths of his village, the cold mornings, and the countless hours he had spent pushing himself. In the final stretch, he dug deep, summoning every ounce of energy he had. With a burst of speed, he surged past his competitors, crossing the finish line first. The crowd erupted in cheers as Arjun stood on the podium, a gold medal around his neck. Tears streamed down his face as the national anthem played. He had done it. He had proven that no dream is too big, no obstacle too great. When Arjun returned to his village, the same people who had once laughed at him now celebrated his victory. They lined the streets, clapping and cheering as he walked by. Arjun smiled and said, "Dreams don't come true because they're easy. They come true because you refuse to give up, no matter how hard the journey gets." Arjun's story spread far and wide, inspiring countless others to chase their dreams, no matter how impossible they seem. He became a symbol of perseverance, proving that with hard work, belief in oneself, and an unyielding spirit, even the tallest mountains can be conquered.